Hi guys, so for today's video we're doing a viewer request on what cycles are you currently facing and closing out. So we have 3 piles today. Pile 1, 2, 3. Take a moment to get in touch with your intuition and your higher self and pick the pile you feel most drawn to. And if you guys enjoy this reading, please give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. All that really helps to grow my channel, and it helps to spread these messages to others who could use them as well. And it's a great way to give back energetically for the energetic exchange I'm giving here today. Another great way to do that is by donating to my channel, and I truly appreciate anybody who does that. Your spiritual leaders definitely need to be able to take care of their needs too, and that's how they do it. So if you have it, awesome. If you don't, awesome too. But it's a great way to give back, and you can find my PayPal, Amazon wishlist, and Cash App in the description box below. And another great way to give back is through leaving timestamps, and I really appreciate anybody who's been doing that. You guys are awesome, so thank you so much. And let's get started with pile 1. So, a lot of the people in pile 1 are finally starting to accept that they do belong here, and which I can completely relate to. I have accepted at this point that I belong here, but I will say that I can't wait till I get to go home. In a lot of ways, there's a lot of excitement about going home when it's time. So for this pile, I don't feel like a lot of you are super afraid of death either. And if any of that doesn't relate to this or relate to you, then this pile may not be for you. So we have getting away for the weekend will help to clear your mind. We have this little alien guy. The first thing that popped in my mind was LSD. And also, that was the reason why I was saying a lot of you may feel like this is not necessarily your home. Some of you could definitely be starseeds. And if not, you are just somebody that really feels out of place here, like you don't belong, like this may not be your world or your home, or you really feel like you don't fit in. And the whole thing is, I feel like a lot of you are starting to close out this cycle of feeling very alone, and like you can never find anybody with anything in common with you, things like that. You're never fully alone, and there are a lot of people that do have things in common with you. It's so nice to be able to have YouTube channels like this, honestly, because you get to see how many people you really do connect to in that way. So you're really starting to connect to people more. You're starting to get more in touch with the world around you. A lot of you could definitely be very interested in astrology, very interested in the stars and the planets, in the galaxies. Kepler B is a pretty interesting planet. If you're interested in things like that, you should go check out that. You also got both of the rainbow rings as well. One of them's a lot more tarnished than the other one and worn. So you guys could be going from this energy of feeling very worn out, very tarnished, very like, are my wishes ever going to come true? Like there is no real promise of a happiness after the hardship, that kind of thing, to this more happy, joyful experience in life where you are really seeing the beauty of the world around you, seeing the beauty in the world around you. You're no longer seeing the entire world as an evil place that you don't fit in or you don't belong, but you are starting to notice and appreciate all the beautiful things around you. The color purple just came into my mind again. I've watched it again recently, and so it's one of the, I've bought 2 movies on here, and it's one of them. I've loved that movie as far back as I can remember. I think I was like 12 years old, 11 years old the first time I seen it. And considering what I was going through at the time at home, it was something very relatable. And another good one is A Time to Kill. Anyway, so when she's talking about the lavender in the field and how beautiful the color purple is, and that I think when we don't take time to appreciate the beauty around us, it's kind of an affront to the creator who created the beauty around us. And yes, there is a lot of darkness, there's a lot of despair, there's a lot of evil, there's a lot of hardship, pain, hurt, cruelty in this world, but there's also a lot of good, and you are starting to see that it is a balance, and that it is a balance that has to exist. Without the bad things, we would never see or appreciate the good things. And without, without the shadow, you can't see the light, and without the light, you can't see the shadow. And I feel like a lot of you are also starting to realize that not only does the rest of the world have light and dark in it, but you yourself have both light and dark within you. You guys are very different from a lot of people on this earth. You guys are very pure intentions, very kind-hearted. You have a lot of passion, a lot of joy within you. You're somebody who says what's on your heart, what's on your mind. You're very filled with passion, and when you express yourself, sometimes it can come out. Some of you could definitely have been dealing with a period of self-righteousness as well, indignation, things like that. So we have my new little charms here from Oracle Persephone. Thank you for those charms. We have Cancer, Taurus, Cancer. So there's a lot of Taurus and Cancer energy, which actually I'm a Cancer sun and a Taurus moon. So we also have Aries, and we have another Aries. We have Capricorn, ambitious. We have this Pojo's coin, Family Fund Center. Since 1974, no cash value. Some of you could have been born in 1974. HH. One of you could definitely have a name that starts with H. Hannah. Helena. You're really learning how to enjoy life more, have fun more, just get into this more childlike energy, and it feels very strange to you. It feels very otherworldly to you. It feels very much like you have really, it's almost like you have been abducted and somebody is in your place. Some of you could definitely deal with feeling like you are watching what's going on in your life from an outside perspective instead of being a part of it. That is actually something that you may want to look into if that's the case, because people who have DID sometimes go through those experiences. People who have bipolar can do that as well, or BPD as well. Some of you could have a hard time connecting with the world and even with yourself, and you're really learning how to do that better. We have Gemini and we have Leo. You guys could definitely be dealing with the light half and dark half of yourself, really balancing out and understanding both sides of yourself and the world around you. You could definitely have dealt with some two-faced energy, some prideful energy, some egoic energy within yourself or within the world around you. You could definitely be balancing out this need to be seen as well, or heard. Some of you are really learning how to come out of your shell and be more bold, be more daring, be more courageous, and to feel confident in it. A lot of you could definitely be very stubborn, very pig-headed. You guys definitely love home, family, food, and I feel like some of you could definitely have gone through this time period where there wasn't much of that going on in your life, and it could have made you feel very despondent. Forgiveness is needed here for yourself and for others. A comfortable new home is in your future. Looking in the mirror, finding a place where you belong, where you fit in, where you're comfortable, something that's stable and grounded, and something that you can call your own has been very hard for you, but that is coming in for you, and you had to go through this situation so that you could be grateful for what you do have. Meaning and purpose, caring people, and you also had to be able to see that there are caring people in this world, even if it felt like you were the only one for a long time. Work and have faith. And that's reminding me of Where the Red Fern Grows. A lot of you could definitely watch a lot of movies. You may even feel like you relate to the movie world more than you do to the regular, everyday world. where the red fern grows, where the grandfather is telling him if he works and has faith and trust and belief, works hard, is patient, puts in his time, his effort, and his energy and prays, then things will work out. God will always answer. And you guys are learning to have more faith, I feel like, for a lot of you as well. So we have full moon in Aries, cool your emotions. Yeah, you're learning how to balance yourself out. You guys may not have stood up for a whole lot of what you really felt or what you really believed in. You may not have defended yourself very much in the past, and so you started defending yourself, and it started being it's like it went from one extreme to the other, which it usually does. It goes from the one extreme to the other, and then you find that balance in the middle, and you guys are finding that balance in the middle now. You're starting to learn how to cool off your emotions, how to calm down your temper, how to look in the mirror and understand what was triggering that instead of blaming others for the feelings that you have. You are addressing the feelings within yourself now. First quarter moon in Aries, step into your power. You're taking your power back. You're no longer sitting in victimhood mentality. You are taking your power back. You're stepping up. You're being bold. You're being daring. You're doing things in a different way than you've ever done them before. New moon in Virgo, trust that all will be well. That was one of the ones we didn't actually get down here. I don't think Virgo came out for any of the piles. You're learning not to overthink everything constantly, to be afraid constantly. You're learning how to just trust, how to have faith in yourself, your intuition, how to have faith in doing the things you feel drawn to do without worrying constantly over whether or not it's right, or whether or not you're going to get hurt, or whether or not things are going to work out right, things like that. You're really learning how to have more faith and more trust. You could definitely have been somebody in the past who was constantly afraid, nervous, worried. You could have even had people who boosted that anxiety or that fear in you, tried to convince you not to do the things you felt led or drawn to do because you may get hurt, and they were worried about that. We have the Death card. And we have the Empress. And like I was saying, a lot of you could definitely have been afraid of death in the past. And now you don't care about that so much because you know that this isn't your home. Your home is, this is just a temporary place that you're in, and your home is in a different space. So you're really learning how to overcome that as well. You definitely are learning how not to place people on pedestals around you as well. Learning how to be a better parent figure if you are a parent. You're really understanding and trusting and believing in the fact that there is abundance at the end of this path and this road for you, because you create abundance, you create fertility. Everywhere you go, the seeds that you plant bloom into something beautiful and amazing, and you're no longer feeling like you need to fret over that, but you are trusting in it. You're very motivated, very ambitious, driven, goal-oriented. You really have a lot that you want to accomplish and that you want to achieve, but you're no longer getting stuck on the details or feeling like it needs to be perfect. You are letting all of that go, and you're just allowing things to play out the way that they do. You're no longer trying to control everything going on around you. You are really healing yourself, and as you heal yourself, you're healing the world around you. You guys are very intelligent, very playful, very joyful, very happy, and if you weren't in the past, this is something that is new that is coming into you. If you aren't right now, this is where you are headed. You are headed into this more childlike, energetic frequency, a very happy, positive, joyful vibration, and not just for yourself, but for the world around you. It's going to be causing a lot of shifts. We have the Three of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Five of Swords. You could be learning that life is not a competition, or you could even be learning how to deal with the jealousy or the censure of others in a better way. You could be learning how to deal with gossip and lies and drama and chaos going on around you in a better way. You could be learning how to temper your emotions or your passions or your anger. A lot of you could really be learning how to temper your anger when it comes to people trying to push your buttons, trying to trigger you, or people trying to compete with you and behaving in jealous ways or ways driven by their insecurities. And some of you could definitely be dealing with being driven by your jealousies or insecurities as well, and coming up with a new way, a new approach of seeing things and doing things. You're really filling yourself with a zest and curiosity for life, and you're ready to go out and explore the world around you, and to not worry about whether or not people are going to get upset with you being around, because your energy is so bright and amazing and beautiful, and you're seen, you're heard, you're noticed. And some people may not feel that way in their own lives, so they may lash out at you in certain ways, and you're learning new ways of dealing with that. You're starting to see that it has more to do with them than it does with you, and you're no longer allowing that to bother you so much. I feel like there is definitely some sort of good news coming in your way. Something you have been working very hard to manifest, something you've been visualizing, you've been putting in the hard work, you've been putting in the faith, you've had the trust, you've been praying, you've been meditating, you've been doing all the right things to be able to bring in the life that you desire, this new journey, this new experience. I feel like a lot of you are looking for a new experience, a new journey, a new passion, new life. And this new passion in life is really starting to fill you. And if it hasn't yet, it soon will be. You definitely are going to be receiving a lot of new downloads and upgrades. And that's because of the hard work that you've been putting in for this as well. So that's pretty much what I got for this pile, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I would absolutely love to hear what you guys had to say about it, whether or not it resonated, what you might be going through, and I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. Pile 2. Pile 2. 1644 was just on the clock. A lot of you guys are learning how to stabilize your thoughts, your mind, you're really working on your foundation and creating a stronger foundation. You're learning how to align yourself with your higher self, how to give without expecting in return, and how to trust and believe that that giving and that generosity and that love and that light that you bring will be returned back to you. Some of you could definitely be learning the lesson that you were not necessarily hurt by the people around you, but you were hurt by your expectations of the people around you, or yourself even. You guys are really starting to notice the beauty that is within you. A lot of you may have been hidden in plain sight. A lot of you may not feel like you got the notice, appreciation, recognition that you deserved in the past. And a lot of that is because you might have been dealing with some narcissistic energies. And so you may have learned how to make yourself more invisible so that they weren't noticing you, so that they weren't attacking you, things like that. But it's time for that beautiful energy that's inside of you to be seen, heard, and felt now. And you're learning how to be okay with that, how to be okay with people seeing you, with people hearing you, with people noticing you. You may not have been used to receiving a whole lot of compliments in the past, but now you're being complimented quite frequently, and sometimes it still does bother you because you're not used to it, and also because you really don't know what the people that are saying these things to you want from you. Some of you could be could have went golfing recently, or could really enjoy golfing. It could definitely be one of the things you do to relax. Some of you could sing very well as well. Some of you could be having a hard time with public speaking, with singing in front of people, with expressing your voice in some way to where other people hear it. I feel like a lot of you are learning how to be okay with being seen, noticed, heard, appreciated. A hard day's work deserves a beer and banquet. You guys may be learning how to be okay in certain situations that you have not put yourself in a very long time. You guys could definitely have been in a narcissistic relationship. You could have been very isolated from the world. You could have been really away from people a lot, to where now that you're around people a lot, you're dealing with a lot of social anxiety. And also you may be dealing with a lot of shame or guilt about going out and celebrating your hard work, celebrating the things that you've accomplished. Some of you may even have a hard time accepting that you have accomplished as much as you have, because it doesn't look like it from the outside, from other people's perspectives. They don't see the hard work that you have put in. They don't see the accolades you have achieved, but you need to celebrate yourself. You need to do that, and it is okay to do that. And you're really working through any kind of shame or guilt or anything like that involved with just enjoying yourself and having a good time. You're really learning to how to have more fun. You may be healing your solar plexus chakra, your faith, your joy, your happiness, your inner peace and stability. You are really, music is going to be very, very beneficial for you. A lot of you may be receiving a lot of music downloads, a lot of songs, a lot of messages. These are coming from your ancestors. They are wanting you to notice these things. Change the World, great song. If you want to change the world, well, you could. And you could change the world so immensely with your voice, but you have to trust and believe in that. You have to trust and believe that your voice matters, that you matter, that one person can make a difference. And you're really learning that one person can make a difference. You're starting to see some of the things that have been sparked into life because of your voice, some of the effects that you have had on the world around you simply because of you speaking your truth. Today's preparation determines tomorrow's achievement. So you've been preparing a lot, you've been working a lot, you've been growing a lot, and enjoying yourself, celebrating yourself, having fun, going out, things like that are very important. Even if nobody else is celebrating your success, you celebrating your success is very important. 22 was on the clock when I looked up a second ago too. You are really, you may be seeing a lot of numbers as well. Make sure that you are going and looking those numbers up as they come to you, so that if there's a message in them, you know. I feel like a lot of you are really making a lot of new friends, a lot of new connections. You're bringing a lot of harmony and peace to the situations in your life and the relationships in your life. And you're starting to see that everything that you are preparing for, or that you have prepared for in the past, is coming into fruition now. 5315 could be important as I'm speaking about numbers. You guys could definitely be learning how to protect your space, learning how to protect your mind, learning how to protect your values, learning how to stand up and defend yourself, learning how to not let other people's opinions, beliefs, or thoughts affect who you are and your stability within. You guys are learning how to transmute energy as well. You're learning how to be able to leave things behind that don't serve you. You're learning how to have trust in taking new journeys, in taking risks, and taking chances, in making changes in your life. You're really growing a lot from the seeds that you have planted. Refresh your car. Some of you could definitely be getting a new vehicle as well. You could be traveling. You could be just refreshing your whole lifestyle, refreshing the way that you move forward, refreshing the way that you handle the world around you and how you express yourself in it. You guys are coming into more of a childlike energy. You guys are, some of you could have dealt with a lot of alcoholics, and you're starting to realize that anything in moderation is not bad. It's when you decide that you need this to get through the day that it makes it bad. When you start doing it every day, all day, that's what makes it bad. Some of you could have even had a hard time just going out and having a drink or two because of the alcoholics that you have dealt with at different times. And you're getting over that shame or that guilt or anything like that, because some of you could have felt partially responsible if you went and had a drink, simply because you're supporting that. And you know what? You're not supporting alcoholism by going and having a drink once in a while. Actually, you're showing people how to do it in a moderated way. Anyway, yeah, you feel like you're a caterpillar that is growing, learning. Some of you may actually even be going into a time period away from the world again here soon, so that you can bloom and progress again. And I feel like a lot of you are a little worried about this pulling away from the world a bit again, because of how hard it was to deal with the social anxiety when you came back to the world this last time. But as long as you take a little bit of time away and then you come back, you're fine. It's when you take a little bit of time away and it becomes more time and more time and more time and more time, and then you go out again and you're like, oh shit, I feel really nervous again. I have to go through this whole process again. So we have Gemini, Pisces. I'm pretty sure Gemini came out in all the piles. Oracle Persephone got me these new charms, so thank you for that, Oracle Persephone. And we have Libra and Taurus. And Cancer. So you're really learning as well. A lot of you are definitely learning that karma will balance things out. You do not have to act. You don't have to take revenge. You don't have to hold on to it. And actually, when you let it go, release it, and move forward, karma tends to act a lot quicker as well. When you take revenge or when you hold on to it, then that karma becomes yours instead of going to the person that it needs to go to. You guys are really learning to listen to your intuition more, learning how to get into your feelings more and be okay with that vulnerability and that vulnerable side of yourself. You're really starting to see the duality of each person around you, and you're realizing that every single person has both light and dark within them. You guys are learning that about yourself as well as the world around you. You guys are learning when to be stubborn and when to be flexible and adaptable. You guys are learning how to be changing, be moving, how to go with the ebb and the flow of life, and how to be okay with that. You guys could definitely feel like you are missing pieces of something at times, or like you're not getting the full story in situations as well. Don't worry so much about that. Reasons for silence. Yeah, there was a reason for your silence in the past, but now it is time to be loud. It's time to bring your truth out. An ego death brings long-awaited answers. Someone is overcoming an illness. Sexual deviancy. Empathy growing, level up. A new home. Talk with care. Recovery from an illness. So, you may be learning to speak with care and a lack of judgment towards others when you are dealing with the things that they're going through or what they may be facing. You could also be learning how to do that with yourself as well. Some of you could definitely be dealing with some hypersexuality and breaking that cycle, and or being accepting of your full sexuality spectrum without shame, guilt, fear, things like that. No longer looking for validation outside yourself, but looking for that validation from within. So we have talk less, feel more, last quarter moon in Pisces. New moon in Cancer, relax. Full moon in Taurus, detoxify. I love that Taurus, Cancer, and Pisces are all out here too. You're really learning how to detoxify yourself and your environment. You could have even dealt with people that were very toxic to you being around you. You're learning how to close those cycles, how to release that, to stop feeling like you deserve it or you earned it, to start feeling like you are worth more, your value is more. You're learning how to relax and be at peace and not allow the energies of others to influence you or your decisions so much. You're learning how to really feel more and be more in your emotions, and how to feel like less needs to be said, how to be confident without having to be talking on an all the time basis. That's that social anxiety thing again as well, because some of you could have just been blurting out weird random things because you didn't know what to say and you didn't like the silence and it was uncomfortable. So you're learning how to lean more into the feelings and emotions and vibrations of the space instead of feeling like that silence needs to be in some way shifted or changed. King of Cups, the Sun, and the Six of Wands. We have the Governess and the Weeper. We have the Rabbit, we have the Stingray, and we have the Golden Egg. So you guys are learning that words can really have a very strong impact. They can carry a big force behind them. So you are learning to temper your words in ways, and you are also learning how to not be so worried all the time that the other shoe is going to drop just because something good happened. You're learning how to celebrate your successes. You're learning how to see your achievements. You are really seeing very clearly, acting. You're gaining a lot more momentum and drive, a lot more positivity and joy in your life. You are really starting to be a lot more emotionally mature and emotionally balanced. And in the past, you are starting to see some of the things in the past that you may have done that were a little bit more emotionally immature, or you could have dealt with people even that were emotionally manipulative, or you could have been in some sort of way. And you are starting to see things more clearly now, understand things more clearly now. You are starting to be able to express your emotions from a place that is not filled with fear, but a place that is filled with confidence and stability. Being okay with putting your love out there and not worrying about whether or not it'll be returned or you'll receive anything from it, but just being able to put it out there because that's who you are. You're also being able to just be quiet and enjoy the silence as well. You may even be working with children a lot, and you could have been scared about working with children. Some of you could have definitely lost some sort of children in your life, whether that's your own kids, whether that's your stepkids, whether that's your children you babysat throughout your life that just disappeared from your life, and you put in so much love, attention, time, effort, care, and you really, really, truly loved those kids. And so it's been hard for you to connect to kids again because of that loss. And you are now letting out that pain, letting out that sadness, letting out that hurt, and knowing that it's okay to let out that hurt, and knowing that it's okay that you were only meant to be there for that time period, and being okay with that. You're also really starting to see a lot more opportunities. In the past, you may not have seen so many opportunities because you were afraid of moving forward. You were feeling stuck, stagnant, like there really wasn't a whole lot of success in front of you. But now you're seeing the truth that that success and those opportunities were in front of you this whole time. You just had to reach out and grab them, and you had to have the confidence to be able to do so. You're really releasing the past and letting go of what has been to replace it, or to feel like you can open the new door to new opportunities and new experiences. So that is pretty much what I got for this pile. I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would absolutely love to hear what you guys had to say about it, whether or not it resonated, what you might be going through. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye bye, guys. Pile 3. So for pile 3, let's see. 44 was 33, or blah, blah, blah. 44 was just on the clock. So some of you guys could actually be drawn to pile 2. You guys are really learning how to stabilize your thoughts, your mind, your soul, to align yourself. You're really rebuilding your foundation, feeling like you are doing a good job. You're learning how to celebrate your life. You're learning how to enjoy life. You're learning how to build solid, good foundations in your life. Some of you could definitely enjoy Lord of the Rings quite a bit. Lord of the Rings could have something to do with this as well. You guys may have a one-track mind in some sort of way. You guys could even possibly speak different languages as well. Some of you could even come up with your own languages. Deschutes Brewery, established in 1958, I think, 68. Some of you could have been born in that year, or you know somebody who is. You're learning how to take the easy route instead of always having to fight to take the hard route. You're learning how to surpass the obstacles, how to overcome them, how to sidestep them instead of having to travel twice as far and work twice as hard to be able to overcome the things that are in front of you. You're really learning how to find new ways to do things. You're gaining a lot of confidence as well, a lot of skills and your abilities. You're learning, growing, overcoming. You are getting more in touch with your spirituality. You're cleansing your energy, protecting your energy. You're really learning about the beauty that is within, and you are trying to bring that beauty within to the outer. You are learning that looks are not everything, that just because something looks good from the outside does not mean that it is good. I learned a lot in my life that just because something looks perfect from the outside does not mean that it's perfect on the inside. A lot of times when something looks perfect from the outside, there's far more decay underneath than you ever could have imagined, and a lot more decay than something looks like it's awful from the outside. You're also learning that you can regenerate yourself after every experience that you have. You can come back to life. Did you know that when a starfish actually, they can lose a limb? Just one little arm gets cut off, and that one little arm can grow into a whole new starfish. So you're really learning that you can come back from anything. It doesn't matter what happens to you or how hard it is of an experience. You're learning that you can come back from that. Lucky numbers 2, 10, 15, 18, 36, 48. I didn't actually read the numbers on the back of the other one that came out. 14, 23, 41, 43, 44, 45. So 44 again. You're learning how to find balance. You're learning how to close out cycles, how to have new beginnings after closing out cycles. You may even have an ex that is important in this scenario as well. You could have dealt with an ex who was very shallow, who really only saw your outsides. They didn't see your intelligence. They didn't see your beauty. They didn't even care to look deeper. And some of you are starting to realize that that was a mere reflection of yourself in some sort of way as well. X's is also from the X's and O's, kisses. It's from tic-tac-toe, technically. You could be learning how to strategize as well. Learning how to break the chains that bind you. Learning how to free yourself from anything that's holding you back. Learning how to make choices that are healthy for you. Learning how to detach yourself. You may even be learning cord cutting in some sort of way. You guys are learning to protect your energy, learning to move away from things that aren't good for you, learning how to not let others' opinions, thoughts, or beliefs cause you to see yourself in a negative light. You're learning that you can't be sunk. Your ship can't be sunk. This ship is really tarnished and just it's hard to even see or make out. It's really been worn down. And then on the other side, this ship is brand new. So it's bringing me back to that regenerating yourself after hardship, after pain, after trauma. You're learning how to really grow, how to be able to move, how to some of you could even be traveling. Some of you could be astral traveling. Some of you could be learning how to astral travel as well. We also have this Canadian penny, 1975, 1 cent, with the maple leaf on it. You might want to look up maple leaf symbolism. It also has Elizabeth II on it. DG Regina. Regina made Once Upon a Time pop in my head as well. Some of you could be learning how to walk away from feeling like you need to take revenge, or walk away from feeling like you've been scorned and hurt and ravaged so many times, and that's why you are the way you are. Instead, you're realizing that you can be whoever you want to be, and you can choose that. And you're starting to see that most people have been through a lot as well. And it's all in whether or not you choose to let that destroy you or overcome you. We have Scorpio. We have Pisces. We have Sagittarius. We have Gemini. We have Pisces again. We have Aries, courageous. So you guys are learning to trust in your intuition more, to really explore your imagination more, to be able to express the more sensitive, vulnerable, beautiful side of yourself instead of feeling like you have to hide it away, instead of feeling like you need to protect yourself from the world around you. Some of you could definitely have had some issues with lying a lot in the past. Even if it was just, so how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. And you know that you're not doing fine. You're seething inside. You're really learning how to stop masking who you are, how to drop those masks, how to really express your truth. And you're also learning that when you are in this energy of wearing that mask, it comes off as two-faced. And you could have even dealt with some two-faced people yourself. A lot of lies, a lot of secrets kept hidden, things like that. And you're starting to trust in your intuition more. At any time you can choose to change paths. So you're learning that at any time you can choose to change paths. And you're learning how to forgive yourself, how to be understanding, compassionate, and loving towards you. And you're also learning that anyone can decide to change paths at any time as well. So you're learning to be more understanding, forgiving, kind, and compassionate to those around you. A death in the family. Entity removal. Drama. Poisonous hate is removed. Open doors are revealed. It's time to move up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. Sexual abuse. So some of you could definitely have went through sexual abuse. May I suggest that you go watch my last healing reading, pile 3, I believe, is the one that was about sexual abuse. But if you have experienced sexual abuse, I have spent since I was 14 studying a lot and making it my life's mission to help people overcome their abuse, and because I've had to overcome a lot of my own. And so you could definitely be dealing with that. You could have definitely had somebody in your family pass away that had something to do with the sexual abuse as well. It could have been like an entity was removed from your life finally. You could have dealt with a lot of drama. Your poisonous hate, you may have had a lot of poisonous hate bubbling under the surface for these people who hurt you the way that they did, but you are now letting that go. You are forgiving that because you are realizing that the only person that hurts is you. It doesn't hurt the person who hurt you. It hurts you to carry that around with you. And it also causes you to hurt the people around you that you love. Full moon in Capricorn. I was just thinking, I'm surprised Capricorn didn't come out in this pile. Full moon in Capricorn. I really should have said that out loud. Take a reality check. Full moon in Sagittarius. See the bigger picture. So you're learning to see the bigger picture, to really look at life and reality around you and what it really is, instead of getting so stuck on the details and so stuck on the small things. You are learning how to really see things in a bigger, wider view. If it wasn't for all the things that I have been through in my life, I've been abused in a lot of different ways. And if it wasn't for all of those things, I would not be here today to be walking anybody through anything. I would not be. And so I am grateful for every experience that I had, and I wouldn't trade it for the world at all. And I feel like a lot of you are starting to see that, starting to notice that, starting to realize that all of it had a purpose. And even the most hard, horrible, painful, awful things that we have gone through in our life have a silver lining, and you're learning to look at that silver lining. Frog, tarantula, yeah, life purpose. You're freeing yourself from the things that have held you back. You're expressing your truth. Some of you, this death could have happened so that you could express your truth more fully without feeling guilty or ashamed, or without feeling like you needed to repress yourself or hold yourself back for some reason. You guys are really seeing your life purpose more clearly. You're learning how to cleanse yourself. You're learning how to protect your energies. You're learning how to heal yourself. You're learning how to wash yourself off and know that you're clean. You're learning that you are somebody who can be as beautiful as you want to be. And you're learning how to accept your past deeds. You're learning how to accept the past deeds of others. And you are learning how to heal from all of those things, and how to walk your own path regardless of what anybody else thinks, feels, or wants for you. You are learning how to go your own way. Go your own way. Cruelty, outsider. So For some of you, the person who abused you could definitely have made you out to be, they could have gaslighted you a lot. There could have been a lot of making you out to be the bad guy, making you out to be a leper. People could have really made you feel like you didn't belong or like you were no one or nothing. You could have dealt with a lot of cruelty in your life, and some of you could have even committed cruelty because of the cruelty done to you, and you used that as an excuse to act out in these ways. And now you're starting to realize that there is no excuse for the way that you behaved. But at the same time, if you can forgive others, then you can forgive yourself. And you're really learning that to see things differently, to understand things differently, and also to you're knowing or you're learning that you don't have to be this outsider, but you have made yourself out to be this outsider because you were angry with yourself for behaving the way that you did. We have the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Fool. So in the past, you may have been somewhat selfish, and a lot of that was because you were feeling very stuck, very weighted down. You were constantly overthinking everything. You were constantly feeling like you were overworked and overbooked, and you weren't getting anything in return for it. You may have even felt like being around some of the people that you were around, it was just too good to be true, and there must be something else hidden behind it. And in some cases, that definitely could have been. You're learning more how to listen to your intuition, how to be fulfilled in and of yourself emotionally without others around, how to celebrate yourself, how to celebrate your victories, how to come out of this stuck energy, how to come out of these constant thoughts in your head that are swirling around, that are telling you all these not good things and that are constantly plaguing you. You definitely dealt with a lot of emotional and mental abuse from others. A lot of people took action to express things to you, to specifically to keep you stuck in place because they didn't want you to succeed. They didn't want you to take these leaps of faith. They didn't want you to get out there on your own and to realize that you were perfectly fine and capable and strong enough to be able to fly on your own, and to hold you back. You were being held back, but it wasn't necessarily by other people. It was by yourself, because even though these people planted these seeds, you didn't have to let them grow in your mind. And you are starting to realize that you can grow whatever you want to in your mind, and you're starting to work on rewiring your thought process and pulling yourself out of these thoughts and these beliefs, and you're really starting to believe in yourself. You're starting to move forward. You're starting to advance. You're starting to speak your truth. You're starting to express yourself where once you held yourself back, and you are starting to really put yourself out there on the limb and know that you will be caught in the end. So that is pretty much what I got for this pile, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I would absolutely love to hear what you guys thought about it in the comments below, whether or not it resonated, what you might be going through, and I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. And by the way, pile 2 had sexual deviance come out, and we had sexual abuse come out in pile 3, so definitely if you felt drawn to that, go watch pile 2 as well. Anyway, I will see you guys next time, and I hope you have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys.